The first place many users go when they start their day on their Windows computer is the Start menu. So let's start with some changes to the Start menu. And the big new feature is something called Live Folders. If you have lots of tiles set up here in the Start menu, this can help you get organized. The tiles here, of course, are simply shortcuts to applications on your computer, and you can add, remove, and customize the tile layout here. Live folders give you another option for grouping tiles together. So, for example, I have Word, Excel, and PowerPoint, and I want to group these together in a folder. So all I need to do is grab one tile and drag it on top of the other. But I want you to notice something here. Sometimes when you try to do this, the other tile will sort of move out of the way. So you want to be careful and make sure you are dropping it exactly on top of that other tile. So when I let go, these two are now together in a folder. You see this button here? I can click on that and it closes that folder. So now it just looks like other tiles here in the Start menu, but it contains a few other applications or a few other tiles. So I can open and close it pretty easily just by clicking on that. And if I want to add another tile to this folder, I just drag it on top of that folder. And you'll see it may sort of jump out of the way. Just be careful, make sure you're dropping it directly on top of that folder. And now that tile has been added. So I can open and close it from here. And if I want to remove a tile from that folder, I can just open it up, grab a tile, drag it out, and let go. But I do want that back in the folder, so I'm going to drag it back over here. So now I can treat this folder just like any other tile in my Start menu, and I can move it around. So I might want to have it up here, so I'll position it there, and I can resize it by right-clicking on it. You'll see there's a resize menu. I can make it larger or smaller, but let me make it small. So now it's a tiny little tile, but it contains several other applications, which of course I can see by clicking on that tile to open and close it, and then I could click on these tiles to launch those applications. So the other new feature in the Start menu is the option to turn off this list of all apps over on the left side. So maybe you configure your tiles to specifically show only the apps that you use. Or maybe you use Cortana Search to launch your apps, or maybe you launch your apps from the taskbar. And maybe this list of all apps is just sort of in the way. Well, now you can turn that off. What we'll need to do is go into Settings. So I'm going to go to this Settings button. Here in Settings, I'm going to go to Personalization, then to the subcategory labeled Start. And I'm looking for one of these options here. This option here labeled Show App List in Start menu. So if I turn that off, and then I'll close the settings, next time I go to the Start menu, I do not see that list of all applications. I only see my tiles. So it looks less cluttered. And if you don't need that list of all apps, this might be nicer. But you can still get to the list of all apps. There is a button over here on the very far left. If you click on that, it takes you to the All Apps list. And if you want to go back to your tiles, you click on this Tiles button. So you can still very easily get back to that list even if you've turned it off. So those are just a few quick modifications you can make in the Start menu to make it fit your needs.